And welcome back again. You're listening to Breakthrough Entertainment live on 1480 AM KPHX. I'm Dave alongside Trish. Hey, we changed our names for this segment.
Dave Licious and
Eric
Trish the
and
Dish.
Kathleen. Yes,
Eric
it's true. And
Indecisive.
wow, that was interesting. All the interesting guests we had so far.
And some really interesting movies.
Yeah, very, very interesting. No doubt about it. So joining us right now, we actually, Trish, we saw a phenomenal play by Scott Carter at the Herberger last week, The Gospel According to Thomas Jefferson, Charles Dickens, Count Leo Tolstoy, Discord. What an amazing thing. And
it's selling out like crazy. They added an extra week, and even that extra week is selling out. Phenomenal actors, phenomenal screenplay.
And two of the actors who played one Thomas Jefferson, one Charles Dickens, sat afterwards
for a Q&A session.
Q&A.
Yeah.
And this gentleman may remember me because I asked him the question, you were in Aladdin at Disneyland, were you? And Mark Gagliardi, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, you're more than welcome. So you remember that question?
Of course I do.
I got to tell you, I mean,
the questions are about me, I get really excited.
Well, I'll tell you, before we get into this phenomenal play with your phenomenal acting as well as your co-actors, you were incredible as Aladdin. I saw that maybe 4 or 5 times at least.
Wow.
And I was just like, how? I'm just thinking, like, if you got sick one day, who would ever replace you?
You know what? There are. I played the genie in the show for 4 years, but there are a few of us that play that role, and it's not fast to get on stage because it's not just a matter of throwing on a costume. That role involves 90 minutes of getting into full blue prosthetic makeup. But we've got our there's this special fireman building that all the genies are in it. If one's needed, they slide down the pole, hop in the genie fire truck, and rush over to the theater. But yeah, was that a fun job.
Well, I'll tell you,
for Disney.
I said you played Aladdin, but you played Genie in Aladdin, of course. But it was just such a enjoyable, acting job by you, and it's a musical basically.
Well, and it's really hard to follow in the footsteps of Robin Williams.
But it reminded me of Robin Williams. I mean, it was really for you to have that role. Did you study, the movie Aladdin over and over and try to get the same type of...
that wasn't really necessary because as a kid I saw that movie probably 1,000 times.
Yeah, gotcha.
We had those old Disney clamshell VHS tapes in a closet, and we had all of them. And as kids, we would just go down the line, and every day we'd watch 2 of them. So I've seen that movie 1,000 times.
Well,
but yes, that show was those are tough footsteps to follow, and especially when you think that Robin Williams had the ability during the song "Friend Like Me" to hit pause in a recording studio, take a breath, and then keep going. We had to do that whole song and all the impressions therein in one fell swoop.
Well, we saw it again many times, but we did see it, I think, the day after Robin Williams passed away.
Yes.
Or maybe the day of, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was the day that we'd heard about it. So,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
But you know what, Mark? Looking at your bio, I mean, you've been with Second City, National Lampoon. I mean, you've got your acting, you've got your comedy, everything. But I love Drunk History too. And I know you have this wonderful thing, but you were in Drunk History, and I really enjoyed that. But I want to get back to you in this play because this play was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh,
and
thank you.
Your character of Charles Dickens and the way that you played this role, this is a very thought-provoking play, but you give it that comic relief that it is so enjoyable that you don't feel like you're sitting in a lecture. You really feel you're immersed in this and enjoying every second of it. And even just how your characters change throughout as they're making their own realizations about themselves and about the world and about their effect on it. Tell me a little bit about how being in this play has affected you.
Well, first of all, thank you for your kind words about the play. We're having so much fun doing it. Well, this is the first play that I've done in a long time outside of Aladdin, and I've been focusing mostly on comedy and sort of disposable things you do once and then they're done. Even some of the jokes at Aladdin were, one and done. This is the first time in a while that I've gotten to sit down and delve into such a meaty script. I mean, it's the three biggest egos of the last 200, 300 years talking about God and God's place in their lives and how religion has shaped them. So it's really heady material. And it's been such a blast. I think my favorite week of the rehearsal process for this was the very first week of rehearsals before we even stood up, not only because that was when I got a physical break and wasn't constantly destroying my body every minute, but more because that in that week we sat with our director, Matt August, who's fantastic, and we just spent a whole week sitting down with the script saying, all right, how do we individually feel about this? How does this script, we broke it down beat by beat, word by word. And that to me was, oh yeah, I'm getting back into a process where the word on the page is the most important thing. And our job as actors is to bring those words to life, as opposed to doing disposable comedy, which I love doing. But it really is, it felt like we were doing a service to the author, to Scott. And to get to work with Armin and Larry is, I mean, come on. You've got two TV legends who also happen to be phenomenal stage actors and just really good dudes. So I really, really lucked out with this play.
Yeah, well, we were really sad that Armin wasn't able to make it to the Q&A, but both of them, I mean, you're all very recognizable, but like you said, Larry and Armin, you recognize them from the shows that they've done on TV. I mean, Deadwood, we were just talking about Deadwood earlier, and of course, Larry, best, 6 seasons in there, and Armin being, of course, on Star Trek, but just such a talented cast. And, I used to talk about one-man shows and how difficult that must be. But this has the feel of a one-man show with the three of you interacting, but it's nonstop. You are consistently on stage with no breaks. There is no intermission. This is, 90-plus minutes of you guys conversing with really no props. I mean, you're in a room with a desk, and you are everything. It. And that is amazing. It's
so much fun. Thank you. It's so much fun to do this play because it really is. It's a bout. It's a battle. It's a match. And the last thing we say to each other before we go on stage every night is, "See you on the other side," because once you cross through that doorway, it's not Mark, Armin, and Larry. It's Dickens, Tolstoy, and Jefferson, and we are very different people on stage than we are off stage. But and as soon as we get out there, we know it's like, all right, here we go. Who knows how it's going to go? We've had some very, very we've varied nights. I will say that we've had nights where everyone is on board with us the whole time. We've had nights that it's taken a few minutes to get into it. We had one night where we were captioned. It was for the hearing impaired and deaf audience, and we had the play was captioned. We had a LED screen down off one corner of the stage. So I found myself that night wrestling with I can't let that screen beat me to my jokes. So and listening to different things and finding things that an audience may find different from day to day. And that's the game of it. I like looking at it like a game. It's 90 minutes. And at the end of the day, it's 90 minutes. It's, all right, can I sustain this insane amount of energy and focus for the length of a movie, a short movie, which, thank goodness, I'm able to do.
Well, and that is quite an undertaking, because I think your character of the three requires that you're always in motion, you're always high energy, and even when you're not even speaking, your actions and behaviors are still being observed constantly. I think the eye draws to you on the stage quite often, even as you're listening to the other characters. And I just think that would be a tremendous challenge for you as an actor, because usually in a play you've got so many things going on and you've got the scenery and everything. And so the audience's eyes, you may still be performing, but the audience eyes are where the dialogue is or where something else is happening with the lighting or whatever. But in this particular intimate setting, which I think was great to do this in the smaller theater, it was just absolutely incredible. We could see facial expressions, and your intonation, and just everything was absolutely phenomenal. I did want to just mention, I was looking at this and I'm going, Thomas Jefferson, Charles Dickens, Count Leo Tolstoy. They were from all different eras. And like you said, they all had tremendously large egos. But I was trying to think of what the heck drew these together and why it was called the gospel. And then, of course, it was explained to me when I came into the play, each of these three gentlemen wrote their own Bible. Now, was this something, were you familiar with any of this before you got involved with this play?
I was familiar with the Jefferson Bible because I've always been a big history nerd, specifically American presidential history. So I knew about the Jefferson Bible. I did not know about the Tolstoy or the Dickens Bibles. I've not read Tolstoy's Bible. I like Tolstoy's take on it. But I did not know that these two had written this. For opening night, actually, my girlfriend Juliana, who incidentally I met at Aladdin, she played Princess Jasmine.
Oh, nice.
And come on, it's not just Aladdin that gets the princess, right?
That's right. Hey.
She got me for opening night a first edition copy of Charles Dickens's Gospel, The Life of Our Lord. Now, that was not produced. It was not published during his lifetime. But in 1934, his son finally released it, and it is. It's as you imagine Charles Dickens would write the Bible if he was writing it to children. He does a great job of explaining things. He treats Jesus as a social reformer, but also involves all of the miracles, which that's the one big thing that the play gets into is...
Your monologue on that was awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
That's got to be that was a challenge, I bet.
Yeah, it was tough. It's Dickens takes his gospel and presents it as children's theater. I come from a school where I was taught by Paul Stills, who founded Second City and then created story theater, which is a style of theater that he came up with in the 70s and 80s, where characters narrate themselves. So I am just trying to tap into everything from the Paul Stills, Rick Murphy, Grim Tales that I could. And try and make this, try and tell the story of the gospel as children's theater, which makes it really fun.
Oh, most definitely. Well, and Scott Carter, I mean, the playwright of this, I remember in the Q&A, we were asking if you guys did a lot of freestyling or improvisation, and you guys said not really, because this is a really, really tight script. And, you know, I mean, Scott Carter, I think, did a phenomenal job on this play, and it was an eye-opener for me. But I loved his work that he's done. He's worked with Bill Maher, and we've had him on the show a couple of times. And and we really, really love his work too. How was it working with Scott or with his play?
We worked with him directly as well. Mm-hmm. He is first of all, he's a wonderfully kind and generous and just a sweet guy. When we were rehearsing in Los Angeles, he came by the rehearsals and just wanted to talk with us about the characters. He's really into it. Obviously, it took him 23 years to write this play. Off and on. I mean, he had other jobs too. You know, you can't have an editor sitting over you going, "All right, it's been 23 years. Are you done with the play yet?"
That's quite a patient editor.
yes. But I've always been a huge Bill Maher fan. I love Politically Incorrect.
Me
and
too.
I love Real Time. Like these Politically Incorrect was the show that I watched every night with my roommate when I first moved to LA, and it would take us an hour to get through it because we would pause and talk about each issue ourselves, and then we would let the DVR go, and they would talk some more, and then we'd talk again. And so, like professionally, I knew that I loved what Scott Carter was doing, but then personally, he's just a great guy. He had us all over for lunch. We met his brother, and we talked architecture and art and literature. And at one point he said, "So I was talking to Corey," and blah blah blah. And goes on with the conversation, and it triggered in my brain, "Oh my God, he's talking about Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey. These are the people that are in his world. This is crazy to me."
That's amazing.
Yeah. Here's a guy, and, Arizona native, so it was great for us to start the play in Tucson, which is where he's from, where he started the Invisible Theater, 40 years ago. And so it was great for us to start the play there and have, all of his family come out excited like it was a, first communion or a high school pageant, and little Scott's got his big-time show going. So it was really fun. It felt fun and homey in that way.
And Scott, I believe, is coming out next Saturday for Q&A.
Mm-hmm. He is. We're very excited that he's coming back out to see it.
So that's sort of cool, too. And something that maybe people notice, maybe they don't, but I thought it was very simple yet profound, is really the beginning of the play, the set design. I really, something struck me about that. It didn't look like ultra sophisticated, but it was very profound how it set the tone. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So the set for the play is just a blank stage, or it's a blank white-walled room with a metal desk and 3 chairs, which sounds very simple. But Tak, our set designer, created, I don't know how they even got it in the theater. He created this room that is such an imposing monolith because it's 20 feet high, this big empty white room, and those giant white walls are used to project these beautiful projections that Jeff Teeter created, who is our projections designer. So throughout the play, everything that's happening behind us is changing on these 3 white walls. We rarely see it. Like, I know that during my gospel, we each take turns telling our version of the gospel. During my gospel, everything behind me is changing to this very, fanciful backgrounds for my story. It reminds me of the Daffy Duck cartoon. Do you remember this one? Mm-hmm. Where they keep changing and drawing all the backgrounds in, and Daffy's just acting around them. That's kind of what we're doing. And Jeff Teeter is the Bugs Bunny, and Tak built the giant canvas for him. So I feel like we're just in the way. Like, let Tak and Jeff put stuff up on the projection wall. We'll just sit in the house and look at the pretty colors and say our lines.
I thought it was really cool, though. I just really I'd call it special effects, and it just made just enhanced everything, and it just definitely created a difference.
And it was just enough.
Yeah, not overwhelming.
It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't constant. It was just enough to add that point of interest. But the majority of the time, I felt like you guys were the painting on the canvas. And
oh, good.
And yeah, but I did love the way that it had the chapter format. That I thought was hilarious, and also reading the name of the chapter got the anticipation going. It was I thought that was also brilliant. I really can't say enough good things about this play and you guys' performance. The three of you were awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Scott wrote an amazing play. Like when I first read it, I thought, oh gosh, what is this? All right, I got the audition, came through, and I was like, all right, well, let me read the play. And as soon as I read the play, I was like, oh, I have to do this. This is amazing. The play really hit me hard when I read it. And as far as the chapter dividers, the play is divided into 15 scenes, and the name of each scene is projected onto the screen. The scenes are named or numbered because, and there are specifically 15 of them, because Scott wanted it to feel like a boxing match.
Oh,
I love it. Like round one, round two.
Exactly. Those are the 15 rounds that the three of us are going.
Very, very clever. Well, Mark, it's been such an honor and a pleasure for you to be on our show today.
This has been really fun. Thank you for having me, and thanks for coming to see the show.
Oh, you're more than welcome, and we'd love to have you on again, track your career. It's just incredible, your acting ability, phenomenal.
Thank you very much. I'll come back. We'll talk about season 3 of Drunk History. It's coming up
for
soon.
Sure. I'm sorry.
Cool.
That is just so hilarious. If anybody hasn't seen it, you got to check it out. Drunk History is so funny.
Oh, thanks.
Well, thank you, Mark Gagliardi.
Yes.
And,
well done.
Yes, and just thank you again. And we'll have you on again because, and everyone get out there. I think it's to the 29th Sunday, I believe.
That is correct.
Great play, The Gospel According to Thomas Jefferson.
And
Charles
it's something
Dickens.
you could even see more than once.
Oh, you could. And Count Leo Tolstoy. Discord. Definitely get out there.
It's a mouthful of a title.
It really is. And Herberger Theater. But get out there. Scott Carter will be there, I know, at least Saturday. And I'm not sure about Sunday, but definitely go see this play. Mark, thank you so much.
If you can get tickets.
Yes, if you can. Yeah, I may be sold out, but at least try.
Please try.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you guys so much for this. This was really fun.
Oh,
Mark, thank you. We really appreciate you, and we look forward to everything you've got coming in the future.
Yep.
Thanks. Come and see it.
All right.
Will do.
Thanks
care.
again. Wow, fantastic. Just amazing actor. All of them were Mark Gagliardi.
All three of them, such a talented cast. And I just, for the fact that they took the time to come out afterwards for the Q&A, at least the two of them did.
Oh, yeah.
Because we went to the matinee. They had another show still.
And that's
the
not
amount
easy.
of energy, I mean, it literally is like going 15 rounds in a boxing ring, and then they get ready and go and do it again. It's amazing, amazing, amazing.
And Armin Shimmerman, great actor. Of course, we don't know. He probably had a bunch of stuff to do.
Or he might have had some interviews going, too, because this thing is just really...
But great cast, no question. So get out and see that.
They added that extra week, and it sold out, almost sold out right away.
Yeah.
So we got to get,
No doubt. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, another special guest in studio, Z Payhouse, Steve Amine, executive chef. We're going to talk some food. Ooh, man, I love food. And this is Breakthrough Entertainment Live, 1480 AM KPHX in Phoenix, Arizona. We'll be right back.
It's now time for the word association game. Contestants, go ahead. Bars, meat market, gas, high prices, politicians, liars, auto mechanics, rip-off. Guys, whoa, wait a minute here. Now when I think of my auto mechanic, I think of trust, care, safety, and fairness. This sounds like the definition of a friend, which was what Alexander's All Care Automotive Repair achieves with his customers. The peace of mind that comes with a mechanic that puts you first. Located at 3310 East Thomas Road, Phoenix, 85018. Call 602-956-3781. 602-956-3781.
Do you owe money to the IRS? Have you heard of possible payment options such as a partial payment installment agreement offering compromise or not currently collectible status? Knowing that you have options and what those options are will greatly relieve your worry and stress. Hi, my name is Dave Isaac, CPA and former government tax auditor. If you are curious as to what options may be available to you if you owe money to the IRS, my 25 years experience as a CPA may very well help you in these times of uncertainty. Stop worrying and start learning about what options you have. If you just want to talk to someone about your IRS debt or want specific advice, I invite you to call me at 602-625-3074. That is 602-625-3074. And when you call, ask for me, Dave Isaac, CPA and former government tax auditor.
At Birnbaum and Speen PC, we want to help you work on your business, not in your business. We take a simple approach. You know your business. Our firm gives you the information to make those decisions better. Our firm takes a proactive approach to your accounting needs, and if you look behind the numbers, you'll find there are hidden opportunities that we try to impart on you. Communication is the key to that understanding, and there is no charge for brief phone calls. Contact us at 602-266-5633 or email us at mitch@jfbpc.com. Birnbaum and Speen works to increase your understanding of your business in order to make the decisions necessary to move your business forward.
And welcome back again. You're listening to Breakthrough Entertainment live on 1480 AM KPHX in Phoenix, Arizona. Wow, this has been a great show so far, and it's not over yet because we got another great guest. I can't believe how it just keeps getting better and better.
And I wish that radio could be 4D, because if you guys could smell what I am smelling, you would be salivating right now.
I'm salivating right now, and why not?
That's because you are smelling what I'm smelling.
Yes, it's true. Who was that guy? The Rock.
Yeah, do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Wow, she's good at that. You might want put on your headphones.
Wait a minute, who's that wonderful voice there? I think
who is that wonderful voice? And you can move that right down anywhere you want. It just sprang up. You can even pull it down right there. Okay, here, let me. You can pull it.
Bring it a little bit close to your mouth so that we can hear.
And there you go. And of course, that is good. All right. Let me turn you up there. I think we can hear you there. Anyway, we're very honored to have a course from Z Tejas. Tejas. Where did I get house? Z Tejas.
He's excited to taste all that food out there.
I know. Well, I was excited about the Rock imitation.
Oh, okay.
Executive Chef Steve Amine. Steve, welcome.
Thank you. It's great.
I think I don't think the mic is on. You may want to. Where's?
Here. Come on over here.
Where's Eric when we need him? Okay.
Come right here. Steve.
Okay. We're going to do a little. Oh, there we go. Eric, why don't you put mic 4 on, or whatever that number is. Oh, is it?
All right.
Hey, there you go.
There we go. I'm here.
Wow. See, you thought you were here, but not. And anyway, so Steve, we just met. During the week, I was at an event at ZTS, and I was really impressed with you, executive chef, and the food is so great, and that's why I was impressed, because you're sort of in charge of that.
Absolutely. I'm in charge of the daily operation for the kitchen for the whole restaurant. So whether it's a banquet or lunch service, dinner service, to-goes. So, it's a lot to do. It's a lot of food to put out, but,
Well, it's a popular restaurant, there's no doubt. I think you have 5 in the Phoenix metro area.
We do. We have 5 in the Valley.
Yeah, which is awesome. So take us through a regular day, how that works for you as an executive chef.
Okay.
And let me ask you a couple specific questions along with that. Do you create any of the food?
For our core menu, it's set across the board, but we do daily specials every day. We do soup of the day every day, so those are all chef creations. And, we take product that we have, or we bring in product, and we try to just do something different, but keep it in the lines of the flavors and the profiles that we use. So, it's a little bit of a challenge to do that, because we do have such a broad menu, to bring something different in, but, it takes some creativity.
And I would think consistency is absolutely critical with almost any restaurant. And because once you have something that you're known for, and of course every dish you want to come out perfect, however, you may have some signature dishes or whatever, but if it changes, and I've known restaurants where one day it was like, wow, this is great, and then the next time it's like, wow, that's way different. It sort of got me, and it wasn't your restaurant, of course, but it was another restaurant. And I really didn't go back because I thought, well, I don't know which one I'm going to get.
Right.
How important is that?
It's extremely important. Consistency is the key to a lot of things. Z Tejas has been around for 28 years, and we've done a lot of things excellent. And that's what people have come to expect. So when they come in, whether they're going to Fashion Square, Tatum and Shea, or to 16th Street and Bethany Home, they expect that great dish that they get every time they come in, and that's part of our job, is to make sure that's happening.
How would you describe your menu? The type of food, how would you describe it?
We do a lot of Mexican food. We try to take in Southwestern flavors as well to fuse them in there. Everything is fresh. The way we describe it is fresh, flavorful, innovative. So we do take a lot of traditional dishes and make them the Z Tejas way.
I noticed that, and it's just so delicious. And what the word I would use is unique.
It is unique.
No other restaurant I can think of has that unique way about creating their dishes, and that's what I always remember about it. And I've been to, of course, the one on Bethany Home, the one on Shea I've been to. I think the one at Scottsdale Fashion Center, too, I've been to. So 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I think Chandler too on West Ray Road. Yeah,
I think we've been to that as well. And so, what are there signature dishes that you have here that you're well known for?
Absolutely. There are some things that we do use for our signature dishes. For instance, we have our 5-cheese macaroni.
I was looking at that. I was looking at the menu, and I go, I haven't had that there, but I thought I would leave the studio and go.
Well, you don't.
It looked really good.
I almost brought that for you today, but that is something you want to be there to experience.
Really?
It is a great dish.
Tell us about that dish.
You don't normally think about mac and cheese when you're thinking of a Southwestern Spanish-Mexican flavor. So tell us. Yeah.
We take 5 different cheeses. Actually, the sauce we don't pre-make the sauce. It is made in a pan to order. So we take our cheese blends that we have, and we make them, with that thing, and then we grill an achiote chicken breast, which achiote is the paste from an annatto seed, so it gives you that bright red color, and it's got a little bit of a smokiness to it. No heat, but
but it still has that just really, really nice flavor.
Right, and then we make a little bacon gratin on top, so it's a little breadcrumb, Parmesan, bacon blend, and we bake that right on top to give it a nice crust as well.
Oh my, is that one of the favorites out there?
It is. The macaroni is it's a big hit. So.
Oh wow! And what's some others that are you known for, and ones that really are very, very popular that people just keep coming and coming and coming?
We have our smoked chicken relleno, and basically what it is, it's not your typical relleno where it's battered and fried. We actually take the poblano chili, we roast it, we peel it, clean it out, and then we do a stuffing of smoked chicken, jack cheese, apricots, pecans, so raisins. Ooh. It's something, like you said, unique.
Wow.
But it is the one thing, if you've never tried it at Z Tejas, it is the one thing you should definitely go for, because That's exactly. It's wow.
And then do you broil it or bake it? Or
We do. We broil it, and then we hit it on the flat. We sear it to get it heated up, and then it's served on a plate with a couple different sauces, our signature rice and beans, and then topped off with a little sour cream. But it's a phenomenal dish.
Wow.
I'm looking at
and that much more health conscious than doing the deep fried
right
typical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, because I don't think I've ever had apricots in my chile relleno.
Well, I brought you one, so you'll get to try it.
So that gives you that little bit of sweet with the tang, and So now,
Excellent.
You said that because you are the executive chef at the Bethany Home Road.
Yes.
Right? And so we were talking about it because Z Tejas is well known and has multiple storefronts throughout here and in Austin. So you do have some ability to do these creations on your own that are in keeping.
Right.
What is one of your favorite ones that you have done at Bethany Home Road?
One of my favorite ones I've done for lunch, I do, it's a play on what they call the Vampiro taco. So it's a griddled tortilla with melted cheese. It's usually double stacked.
Ooh.
So I'll take a marinated steak that we use for our street tacos, and I'll change it up just a little bit and make 3 tacos with that. It has guacamole in it. It's really fresh and colorful, vibrant, and it just pops off the plate, and the flavor is phenomenal.
Oh, my goodness. And, immediately the smell has majorly improved in the studio because Kathleen very nicely brought in these dishes. Do you want to describe, why don't we describe them one at a time? Because
Sure.
You brought in this great food. And, wow, I think, this looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah. That
What
right
is
there,
that?
that's our blackened catfish tacos. So we take catfish, we blacken it, and then we bake it. It's served in a tortilla with our jalapeno mayonnaise, our southwestern slaw that we make. There's a little avocado tortilla strip for crunch, and it's served with a side of slaw. And there should be an Asian dipping sauce as well, which will give you little sweet, tangy little sauce to dip that in. So
now I'm looking at something that looks really good, too.
That
What is this?
That right there is the chili pork verde. So we take pork, cut it down, we braise it down, and then once we get it cooked, we finish it off with a tomatillo chili sauce that it's actually cooked in. Then it's topped with jack cheese, a roasted serrano, and then served with black beans, and there's some tortillas to go with it as well.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know where to start, actually.
Well, I want to tell you, one of the things when you go on the website or when you go to the restaurant, your plating is phenomenal. Now, you just brought these in to-go containers, and yet the plating is still beautiful. It's like a piece of art. Just the roasted pepper right on the top of that. It's just beautiful. Is that something that is really valued by the corporation?
Absolutely. I mean, when you come into a restaurant, you get your food. The first thing you do is you eat with your eyes, and it's
that's an interesting expression you said.
Right.
That you're right. The visual, and that's why a lot of menus are going with the pictures of the menu, right?
Yeah, you see a lot of places that do that as well.
But like if you look at some places, the picture, you get to the store and it doesn't look like that. And I'm just looking at this in the to-go boxes, and it still looks as beautiful.
It really does.
Right. If somebody orders a to-go and I'm sending the food to you, when you get home, when you open that, you still want that great view, that beautiful look, and going, wow, somebody really cares about what they're doing, and that's what we do.
So presentation is very critical.
Presentation is very important.
How do you learn about that? I mean, is it a natural talent or what?
It's a little bit of both. Some people have a natural ability to do it. Other people, we have set standards and specifications that we follow, and whether it's the cooks or, we're hiring chefs, sous chefs, or whatnot. It's about training and getting people, to live the Z Tejas way, and plating up is, it's imperative for the kitchen staff.
So your role, is it also to work with the other, you call them sous chefs?
Sous chef, yes.
The others, and do you work with them hands-on, and you do taste, sample taste tests, and try to get them to notice even subtle differences?
Oh, absolutely. We are very strong on our flavor profiles, and it goes back to consistency. So if you have something at one restaurant, you would hope that it is the same at the other restaurant, and that's what we, that's what we do. We follow our recipes, we perfect them. Part of my job is to mold and train as well within the restaurant as well. So
that's a tough job, I bet.
It is. It's a juggling act. But you have to get everybody up to speed, and we do. Z Tejas has been around for 28 years because of the way we do our business, and
that's a long time for
it. Is a long time.
Some well-established restaurants I know over the years they're no longer there. Let's put it that way. And you have to keep up with the times.
Absolutely.
How do you do that? It's still the old-fashioned way of consistency, I'm sure.
Consistency, sure.
And, I was just going to say, too, and I'm not going to use names, but certain franchise restaurants that are nationwide, their food comes already prepared. And their chefs, all they're doing is heating it up. And that's how they maintain their consistency. But what I love is that yours is all prepared fresh. So to keep that consistency, does Z Tejas as a corporation, how are they able to make sure that all of you executive chefs have your freedom to practice your craft at the same time as keeping that consistency for the main part of the menu?
Keeping the consistency is, like I said, we have core recipes and core menu, items, and we do not deviate from those. So when we get, first off, it starts with the training with us, making sure that we're 100% on our spec on it. And then when you get new cooks and new prep cooks, or a sous chef that's joining the company, it's very hands-on, very involved, tasting recipes at every stage of the preparation, so where the changes are coming in for the development and then the finished product. And every day we do a line check twice a day on the line. So before I open, I go through the line, I taste every item we have. Again, before the afternoon shift, we go through and do it again. So it's all about the consistency. It's making sure that we're upholding the standard, and our flavor profiles that's us. That's our company. That's what we do.
That's amazing.
We do a lot of things, like the use of chilies. Chilies can be abused, if you want to put it that way. Right. Some things are super spicy, but we try to utilize our chilies for flavor. Mm-hmm. And that's the key. It's respecting the product. It's knowing what goes with what. And when it comes to making personal specials, sometimes you have that crazy idea in your head and you go with it, because it may sound crazy, but sometimes it develops into something beautiful. So
now, would you say an executive chef as yourself have to have the same very sensitive taste like a wine connoisseur type of guy?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And do you cross over there too? Do you have that same thing with wine, or is it just a specialty with food?
No, it does. If you understand wine, you can absolutely break down the flavor profiles in the wine. But it's exactly the same with the food. It's just having the palate and understanding it, taking your time to really take it in, and not just let me chew this and eat it. It's get it in your mouth.
That's such a valid point, because so many people in a rush. I've been known to do this. You're eating, you're watching TV, paying more attention to the TV. Does that drive you nuts? Because someone that appreciates all the senses that create the flavorful food, that must drive you nuts. Like, come on, settle down and really enjoy it. How would you recommend people enjoy food?
I think you just, enjoy the time you have. I know people are busy with work, but, sometimes take that extra time, just enjoy what you have. And, it's more of a timing thing and not just trying to rush. And, it's with today's world, there's a lot more people are involved in food.
Right.
A lot of blogs, a lot of different stuff. So there's a lot more understanding. I think with the exposure of TV and a lot of things, there's more people are involved in cooking. I think you see a lot more people doing it at home. You see a lot of people doing higher end stuff. And I think, you'll see that more where you won't have the rush. You'll see more people taking their time, enjoying, trying the new thing that might sound a little different. But like you said, it's once you try it, it's unique, and it's the wow factor.
There's no doubt about it. As Trish is taking pictures of this beautiful presentation of all these dishes that you've brought in, and by the way, I'm What is this? Because we haven't asked you what this is, and I've been eating this. It's so light and delicious. I'll tell you, this black beans, I think there's sunflower seeds in there.
No, those
are pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds,
I love pumpkin seeds.
Yep.
What a unique combination. Delicious.
This is our achiote chicken chop salad. So we take the achiote chicken, which is the chicken marinated with the achiote rub, and seared down. So this is a take on what a Cobb salad would be, but this is our southwestern version of it. So the shredded iceberg, the shredded cabbage, tomatoes, avocado,
corn,
a roasted corn garnish, which has cotija cheese, cilantro. Also, we have the shredded cotija, the roasted pumpkin seeds, and the black beans.
Now, the roasted pumpkin seeds, aren't those called pepitas? Pepitas. And I have got to tell you, I just opened up the one that has the chili relleno. And talk about beauty. The lattice work done on the top with the sour cream or sauce. I'm not sure which one it is because I haven't tasted it yet. And then sprinkled with the pepitos. Just a feast for the eyes. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm catching you without having checked out if it's okay to say this or not, but one of our filmmakers that comes to the Phoenix Film Festival and has brought some wonderful films out, when she comes, she and all of her friends love to go to the Taco Guild. So when she mentioned it to me, I said, oh, that's right down here. So I went and got food at the Taco Guild, brought it back over here, and when I saw the charge come through, it came through as Z Tejas. So is that like an offshoot, or
it is? It's owned by the same company. Taco Guild is their own brand, but it is the same ownership, and they are doing really well there. The food is phenomenal. The drinks, I mean, they're doing it big there.
Well, because when you mentioned the roasted corn, I was thinking about that, and I thought, and I couldn't remember whether I'd had this corn combination at Z Tejas or if it had been at Taco Guild. So I'm going to taste it, but I think it just tastes like it's fresh off the cob, but with some wonderful flavors in it.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is better than a Cobb salad. There's no question about that.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, no doubt. Now take us through because how you use your senses. It's probably automatic with you, but when you're tasting a food, like you watch people with wine, they'll do certain rituals or certain things. They'll move their
aerate
glass, and then I learned that from the movie Sideways. That's my extent of wine knowledge. But
that's a great movie.
It really is a great movie. But how do you look at food? Because an expert like yourself, someone that's in an executive as an executive chef, will see things differently, and there might be an order of senses that the first thing might be something you see, for example. Notice, maybe not. Maybe it's something you smell, maybe not. Take us through your process on how you're about to taste a food or enjoy a meal. What's the first thing that comes up?
Okay, if I'm creating a meal or a dish or following a recipe, it starts with the ingredients. First thing I do when you have your raw ingredients, try your ingredients. Try your fresh ingredients and see how they are. Check your tomatoes before you start cooking with them. Taste everything. Taste your veggies. It's that's how you know how it starts. And then
now, how do you know if it's good though? I mean, where is that just instinctive?
Well, yeah, it's personal taste. Your tomato, you might like yours a little, underripe, and I like mine fully ripe and sweet. It just depends. It's really what you're looking for on that. But it starts with the ingredients. If you have the best ingredients you can get, then you can make the best food you have, and and that's the key. And
well, and if you're cooking with it, those same tomatoes, whether they're a little bit more on the acidic side or the sweeter side, are going to cook different. They're going to put a different flavor into the food, so you might use a different combination.
Absolutely. And then at the restaurant as well, when we're bringing in product, we have a set standard of what we want and how we want it, and we work with our produce companies too to make that happen. That way, when I do order a case of tomatoes, they're consistent with what I get.
Now, let's say you're sitting down, you're not creating a food, or you're not tasting, a food to make sure it's good quality, but you're actually sitting down for dinner.
Okay.
You personally. What's the first thing you notice about the food in front of you?
Plate presentation.
Okay, so that's good.
So
to
the
know.
visual.
So that's important to you.
It is.
Then what's the second thing you notice?
Aroma.
the smell.
Yep.
And so if the visual looks good and the smell looks good, so you got 2 checks, like check. What if the presentation doesn't look good? What happens? Does it ruin the rest of the checkpoints or not?
No, I wouldn't say it ruins it. Depending on where you go, everybody does their own style of food. So if you're expecting something from a higher-end place, then it might bring it down a little bit because, people want to get the most for what they're paying for. And experience is a big part of it. And even if it's not, the food, but the experience, the atmosphere, the vibe of the place, that goes into a lot of it as well. So
you got visual, then the aroma. What's next?
Flavor.
Well, you said that like, oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, absolutely. The flavor is the key. I mean, that's what brings it home. So, you can have everything else. Without the flavor, it's not there. So, that's important to not just the diner, but also to the whoever the establishment serving, because reputation, whether it may be consistency, you're just looking for that. A lot of people come to Z Tejas, they know what they want before they walk in that door.
Well, so you got the visual, the aroma, flavor, and then is there any other, like, how you feel afterwards?
Wait. Before you go to how he feels afterwards.
We missed one, I think. What?
To me, the texture in the mouth. It needs to have, besides the variance in the flavors, but it also needs to have some variance in the textures. And I love that about everything I have partaken of thus far.
Absolutely. That's, and again, you can go back to just as simple as putting tortilla strips inside the fish tacos. It's just an extra little crunch. It's not, it's different, and it gives you a different, taste, a different flavor. It's just
you
how
have
we do it,
the tortilla strips, which are crispy. Then you have the slaw, which is a little bit different type of crispy. It's got the coolness with the warmth.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your guacamole, or not a guacamole, excuse me, your avocado that's in there, and the rice and the fish. It just, the whole combination of that. And then depending on if you want it a little bit spicier, you dip it in the sauce. It's just like, wow.
But you're right about that texture. The pumpkin seeds with the black beans creates a nice, soft, crunchy type of sensation. Very nicely done. I should have thought of that myself. So
okay, now you can go to the after effects.
Okay, and then so you got the visual, and everyone's different. Maybe aroma comes first for some people,
right.
But visual, that's the first thing you're going to probably see, and you go, wow, that looks sort of cool. I've said that many times at Z Tejas, and go, wow, that's a nice presentation. And then the aroma, then the flavor, and then the texture, or, one or the other first. And then what happens?
Well, then after you finish your meal, you definitely want to get up feeling like you don't want to be sluggish and like, oh, I just ate the whole world. You want to get up, feel like you had a fresh meal, something really light, but feel like you got the most out of it.
You probably have certain sensations in your body.
Oh, absolutely.
And sort of just instinctively, you can hear when people eat sometimes. I don't know if you notice it at the restaurant. A lot of people are probably talking, but I've known people as they're eating, they're like either humming or they go, oh my! Ever do that?
oh, absolutely.
I call that exulting in the food.
For me personally, if I eat something and it's that phenomenal, the first thing I do is take some and ask my wife, try this right now.
Oh, wow!
It's like,
so you want to share it?
So you got to try this. Yeah.
It's really an experience.
It is, absolutely,
and you get something from their experience.
Absolutely.
See. If people knew, I think people need to slow down a little bit, right, in America, do you think?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And really, especially a restaurant like Z Tejas, where it's made to create this experience. And you really want people to have an experience.
Oh, absolutely. From the time you walk in the door of Z Tejas, from the hostess all the way down to getting your last check, whether you're at the bar or at a table with the service, the managers touching tables, come and, make sure everything's good, food perfect. It is the experience, and that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
We're a big family there. And the beauty about Z Tejas is, we have 5 restaurants in the valley, but everybody knows everybody. So it's not your typical corporation where you have 100 restaurants and you might know somebody at the other place. No, we all know each other. We all work together. We all train together. So we all have a lot in common.
Now, when I think of Z Tejas, even before I experience the great food and the great service and the great environment that you have. Even before that, I always felt it was an upscale restaurant, and it is.
We are upscale casual.
Yeah, which is really cool, though. And it's such a great place for what? Just enjoying after a movie?
I think it can be like a good date night, but it's also family friendly because there's something for everybody on the menu.
It is, absolutely. We have a full kids menu as well.
Excellent.
We do. But yeah, great date night. Great for banquets. We have private dining rooms in most of our restaurants.
Oh, you do?
We are able to accommodate large parties. So, I mean, we have something for everybody.
Business meetings?
Oh, tons of business meetings.
I've had business meetings at your location.
Yeah.
And they concluded very successfully.
Yeah, we try to take care of everybody. The people that walk into our restaurant, our guests, are the most important to us.
Yeah.
And so we have a responsibility to deliver, and that's what we try to do.
And you do. But the name itself is just sort of classy. What does it mean, actually? Is there a meaning to that? Tejas?
Well, Tejas is a Native American word for Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that also goes into like friendship as well.
People pronounce it Tejas.
Tejas.
Oh,
Tejas.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like Z Texas.
Yeah, so it's a little flair on there. So
that's sort of cool, right?
Yeah.
Now, you've been there about, 6 years? You want to comment?
I'm sorry. Have you? I don't know if you've tasted. Oh my!
And what is that called?
Goodness, that's the pork verde.
The chili pork verde. Yep.
Yeah,
amazing.
Chili pork verde.
Man,
Que rico, que rico, que rico.
Wow, she never had an accent like that before today. I mean,
wow.
This is delicious. I got to tell you, and everything I've had, of course, has been delicious. I'm looking at the spinach and wild mushroom omelet. I'm just looking at that, and I'm thinking, wow, that looks really good.
It's phenomenal. We do brunch on the weekends, so Saturday and Sunday, and we open at 10 a.m. for brunch, and we do offer a lot of options like that, eggs to order, and a couple of our signature dishes as well with a breakfast twist. So.
Excellent. I can't believe the segment went this quick.
But they have happy hour specials. They have brunch. No matter what time of day it is, you got to get down to Z Tejas.
The one thing I'd just like to say is we are doing cornbread for a cause.
Yeah.
And at Z Tejas now, we do charge $3 for our cornbread, and all proceeds go to charity. And over the last couple quarters, we've raised over $20,000 each time.
Thank you so much.
I forgot about that.
We only have 5 seconds left, but Steven Amine, Z Tejas, thank you. Get down there, everyone, this weekend. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow.
It's now time for the word association game. Contestants, go ahead. Bars, meat market, gas, high prices, politicians, liars, auto mechanics, rip-off. Guys, whoa, wait a minute here. Now, when I think of my auto mechanic, I think of trust, care, safety, and fairness. This sounds like the definition of a friend, which was what Alexander's All Care Automotive Repair achieves with his customers. The peace of mind that comes with a mechanic that puts you first. Located at 3310 East Thomas Road, Phoenix, 85018. Call 602-956-3781. 602-956-3781.
Do you owe money to the IRS? Have you heard of possible payment options such as a partial payment installment agreement, offering compromise or not currently collectible status? Knowing that you have options and what those options are will greatly relieve your worry and stress. Hi, my name is Dave Isaac, CPA and former government tax auditor. If you are curious as to what options may be available to you if you owe money to the IRS, my 25 years experience as a CPA may very well help you in these times of uncertainty. Stop worrying and start learning about what options you have. If you just want to talk to someone about your IRS debt or want specific advice, I invite you to call me at 602-625-3074. That is 602-625-3074. And when you call, ask for me, Dave Isaac, CPA and former government tax auditor.
At Birnbaum and Speen PC, we want to help you work on your business, not in your business. We take a simple approach. You know your business. Our firm gives you the information to make those decisions better. Our firm takes a proactive approach to your accounting needs, and if you look behind the numbers, you'll find there are hidden opportunities that we try to impart on you. Communication is the key to that understanding, and there is no charge for brief phone calls. Contact us at 602-266-5633 or email us at mitch@jfbpc.com. Birnbaum & Speen works to increase your understanding of your business in order to make the decisions necessary to move your business forward.
This is 14.